The release of James Gunn's Superman film is only days away, for better or worse, and I've already rewatched the Fleischer cartoons from the 1940s and the motion picture from 1978. But there was one more piece of Superman media that I wanted to pull from the vault. It was one of many cartoons I saw as a little Revenant, and while I can objectively accept the 1978 movie as the best on-screen representation of the character, this one is my personal favorite. I present to you Superman the Animated Series, specifically the three-part opener, The Last Son of Krypton. The opening episodes of this cartoon follow many of the same beats as Richard Donner's movie. Kryptonian scientist Jor-El is convinced of his planet's imminent destruction, but his warnings fall on deaf ears. With an apocalypse fast approaching, he sends his infant son Kal-El to Earth, where a pair of farmers raise him as their adopted son, Clark Kent. After Clark learns about his true nature, he moves to the city of Metropolis and begins using his powers for good. But his success at foiling large-scale crime soon brings him into view of Lex Luthor, the city's leading entrepreneur with an unhealthy desire for greater power and wealth. What impresses me the most about this cartoon is how much material they could cover for the origin. In the span of 3 episodes, less than 90 minutes of actual runtime, we see the destruction of Krypton, young Clark discovering his powers and his heritage, the emergence of Superman in Metropolis, and the establishment of his rivalry with Lex Luthor. And it maintains the bright optimism that's intrinsic to the hero. We even get foreshadowing for threats like Kryptonite and Brainiac. And the pacing deserves praise as well. The episodes move quickly from one plot point to the next, but the story never feels rushed or dragged out. If you really wanted to make a new Superman movie today, this show would be the ideal blueprint. The voice actors provide great performances as well, with some surprisingly big names for a children's cartoon. The supporting cast includes talents like Christopher McDonald, Tony Jay, Malcolm McDowell, and Dana Delaney. Clancy Brown proves his talent for villainous roles once again, and Tim Daly makes for a pitch-perfect Superman. I actually found his performance reminiscent of the Fleischer cartoons, with a relaxed, dryly witty Clark Kent and a serious, formal Superman. Kevin Conroy is considered the gold standard for voicing Batman, and I would recommend Tim Daly in much the same manner for the Man of Steel. The show also had some fine production values back in the day. Lolita Ritmanis gave us an orchestral theme song that roused the spirits in much the same way that John Williams did. And while the traditional animation may have suffered a bit with fine details, the bright color palette, sharp geometric designs, and retro-futuristic aesthetic of Metropolis more than made up for it. Mix in some vibrant, fluid action scenes with solid sound design, and you have an overall animation style that was distinct and memorable. Watching these episodes really does make me nostalgic for the 90s. Superman the Animated Series was an integral part of that golden age of cartoons in the 1990s. At 3 seasons and 54 episodes, it was more than an account of the Man of Steel's adventures. Alongside Batman the Animated Series, it also introduced elements that would become the foundation for the DC animated universe. It's available for streaming, but I strongly urge you to acquire it on DVD or Blu-ray. As these 3 episodes show, it's a fine piece of entertainment that deserves its space on your shelf. Thank you for joining me in this brief look into the archives of my vault. If this story interests you, please feel free to like this video and to comment on what you enjoy about it. And if you would be kind enough to share this video, it will not only help my channel to grow, which I appreciate, but it will bring more attention to these older or lesser known works.